Welcome back into the first series of the day. One move taking an advantage over Nemiga to come through in this, again, potential relegation battle here. And we can see that one move, with this, they would move up to 2 wins. It would be a really nice, comfortable position for them to at least, in the bid for survivability, to at least survive, maybe force it to tiebreakers. But hurry, in the second game, Nemiga, did he just have to calm down a little bit coming into this? Because we saw there was some big mistakes coming out from them. Kiritic just getting caught out of position. Maureen, he did get some really nice kills, but there was some iffy BKB, or suppose not BKB usages. Visor as well being caught out. Do they just need to, just calm it down a little bit?
Yeah, I would say so. This is Division 1. Nemiga, they have very young players. Maureen is the youngest player in the Eastern European DPC, though. I don't think he is dropping the ball. Still, the pressure can be high. You are expected to perform. You've already lost every single series you played. You're feeling a little bit down. It's a night and day difference from when they're crushing everyone in Division 2 and the way how they feel. So having that win streak is definitely a factor. Maybe I mean, even for the viewers at home, you know what happens when you lose a couple of Dota games in a row. Then you're going to lose the 6th one as well, and you just want to prove yourself even more in that one that you're that good to win. So it's I think that Nemiga might be in that presence of mind, or at least some of their players, and then we're seeing some small mistakes that wouldn't otherwise happen. Though one move on the other hand, they have been getting gradually better throughout the DPC. So
Yeah.
I'm liking how they're looking now, especially in the series against Darkseid. And now moving into this one, they have found the type of gameplay that they are comfortable with and can win games with.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and we can see that again, one move coming into this. First phase out, ban out the Timbersaw as well as that Tusk as well. So taking that away, it does leave the Death Prophet still in there, the Riki still in there as well. Treant, Rubik, all still available. Snapfire still available as well if they want to go for that as the first pick.
I think they could. One thing is, I think in terms of the early picks, it is, or even in the draft in general, I think it's better for Nemiga to have the first pick, just because now they themselves have to ban out the Brood, and then that Snapfire is gonna stay in with the Rubik opening. I think that was the exact opening that one move we're going for. They go for the Rubik, and then they pick a Snapfire in the 4th pick, which Nemiga are not gonna allow.
Yeah, but they do, if they want to, they can go for that Death Prophet again. And the Rubik Death Prophet offlane put a lot of pressure onto Kiritic. I think, it got to the point where the Death Prophet was just finding that free farm, that free space to push down onto that tier 1 tower on the bot. That Treant tried to delay that, but once one move started to move around for objectives, it was easy for them to take it down.
I wouldn't like it, because Treant and the Snapfire are heroes that don't have to commit much, and Treant can keep you in place. The Snapfire can do overwhelming amounts of damage, so it's not like it's a great Death Prophet game. It only comes down to it. Does one move think that despite the counters, that the hero will thrive just because it's so strong in the current meta right now? But I don't think they have to go that route. They can definitely go for something else. What did they play against Darkseid? Oh no, Darkseid both of the times allowed the Snapfire through, right? Clockwork comes to mind. Oh, what? Bat? Okay. I definitely didn't see that one coming.
No, the bat in the Eastern European region has a 21% win rate, if I'm reading the stats right. And
you should know numbers, right? From
listen,
1 to 100. It's not hard.
I
believe you are. I believe you are reading it well.
But yeah, 21% win rate, and it's just looked straight up garbage. I'm gonna say maybe other regions it's paying off, it's working, but the Bite Rider over in Eastern Europe, it maybe something about it, that hero, but they just don't seem to be able to pull it off when it does come out.
As far as I see, one move haven't played a single bat. So maybe it's that low because they themselves, the best team when it comes to a Bat Rider in the Eastern European DPC, haven't played it, right? It could be.
Aincrad has one match on it.
Has?
Yeah.
Why can't I see it?
Let's try and find it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it and I just don't see it.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, according to the handy dandy stats website you sent me, he does have one game.
I didn't send you no stats
Radiant
there. Yeah,
team
but he
ban.
doesn't. On Wikipedia, it says he does not have, and I don't remember one move playing it. So I'm gonna
I'm gonna send you the
it's
link
wrong.
that you sent me that a few days
Okay,
ago,
okay.
so you can look through and like confirm. But yeah, no, it does have weird.
10 seconds remaining.
Anyways, it happens. I'm okay with the bat here,
5
really,
seconds
because you
remaining
get
back.
into a BKB. There isn't burst potential on the other side. There is BKB piercing disable, which the bat hates. But when you're playing against the Treant, you want to be diving going forward, and then the overgrowth is not gonna be as impactful as it is. So I think this is the idea. The other one when dealing with the Treant,
10
don't go for the
seconds
towers,
remaining.
go for the heroes, and the bat does do well in that scenario.
5
One move
seconds
versus bat,
remaining.
boom. Game number 1. Didn't win.
You're right. You are right, my friend. I apologize. I apologize wholeheartedly.
It's okay.
And I'll
it's
also
okay.
receive the link. Okay, so I sent you a good website. That's all that matters. We're gonna be focusing on that one here. But looking at Nemiga's bans, I really like that they're getting rid of the clockwork. One move has shown that they do really well with this hero. I even expected them to pick up a Rubik clockwork, even though it's not the ideal opening. It's still pretty solid.
Yeah. The Lash coming out as well. If this is gonna be the See, I like this up against the Bat Rider in the mid lane because the Bat Rider doesn't have that hyper
10
mobile
seconds remaining.
ability like an Ember Spirit has with a slight fist to dodge off the
5
Split Earth.
seconds remaining.
Remnant's coming out at level 6 as well. The Bat Rider, if he gets slowed down by the lineup bolt, the Lesh can just run him down with the Split Earth into the Maldic damage coming through from the kit of the Lesh. So Bat Rider, I don't know, do you shift this to the off lane or do you think it's still going to be a good hero to play up against the Lesh in the mid lane?
It can be good. The reason why it used to be like Batrider picked into a Lesh. The
Yeah.
reason why people learned how to play the matchup, you keep the Batrider low, you get 2 points in your
Radiant
in
team
your
pick.
lightning, you keep him low, then he needs to wait for level 4 so that he can bring you closer to him. At that point, you already have a point in Maledict, you can't really chase, blah, blah, blah. It's hard to do, but the Bat can still do well against the Lesh. You make one mistake as a Lesh, you die, and suddenly your game is horrendous. So I don't mind one move still playing
10
the Bat there.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, I do like the Doom pickup though, up against the Lash. Because
5
Lash
seconds
has
remaining.
pretty much zero right click presence in the game. He can throw out right clicks, but what, like 50 damage, 60 damage? Yeah, shit.
He can
Um,
still use his spells. He can still use his spells, and then if he gets doomed, then it might not be a problem. So it
Yeah.
comes down to it. If you doom him before the Edict, before the Bloodstone, then the Lesh is a goner. But for that, you do need some vision, which one move currently do not have.
Yeah, I mean, still though, if you do get the diving, like I said, the Edict's nice for taking the towers. You want that Pulse Nova going as well to do the damage in the team fights. But we've seen that, the Doom, if he does get that quick jump, if he gets left to his own devices here, Afterlife gets that. I expect, maybe, especially with the Rubik being picked up as well, that the Doom might go for that Hand of Midas. He gets the Devour out, he gets some quick items. And we've seen with the Boots of Travel 2 into the Overwhelming Blink, just being able to get on top out of the out of nowhere, this Doom appears and just throws down his spells. So Lash, if there was a time that Nemiga had to be perfect with the position and perfect with the vision,
Dire
it's
team
when this
pick.
Doom does come out. If he does get a
Ricky.
good game, even the Ricky coming out now as well. So that's going to be a great setup as well.
But I'm looking at it. Usually, Rubik is very weak in the early game.
Mhm.
Ricky, up until minute 15, doesn't do much. Doom, we've seen so many Dooms not use a single ulti
10
until like minute
seconds
20,
remaining.
25. Batrider wants to farm. This is greedy
5
for one
seconds
move.
remaining.
Nemiga,
Yeah.
just get into your zone, the one that you like, to murder people. And I think they got this one in the back. One move's lineup, it has a definite weakness to exploit. Plus, they can't take down towers. So it's not like while Nemiga are on the other side of the map, you can, trade towers. It's not a problem. We're going to dodge them and take towers. They don't take towers, because especially against the Treant Protectors. So I'm not the biggest fan of what one move have so far.
Would you, if you're one move, I was just thinking something like a Life Stealer. You have the jump on the Bat, the Ricky, the Doom could get the blink. You get yourself in the magic community against the Lash as well.
This to me looks like it's going to be another range hero for Munkushi, considering
Yeah.
that he's doing so well on them. So Drow Rangers, Terror Blades, snipers, those kind of heroes. I feel like in one mover, Shadow Fiend again, you know, the one that he likes. I think that's the type of hero that they want because that's what they've had success with. But the thing is, if you go for that kind of hero, you're so greedy and you need to delay the game. And Nemiga, they have heroes to take towers, they have a hero to take Roche, they have a hero to defend towers, and if they play this smartly, they can really narrow the map of one move and then just with a couple of sentries protect themselves and get themselves a victory. I think Ursa is fine. It also helps you deal with the Doom in the lane.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm just... So they've got
5
the next
seconds
phase of
remaining.
bans here. What are Nemiga looking for? The offlaner? Because that could still be a core snapfire as
Dire
well.
team back.
An offlane snapfire.
Yeah, could be an offlane snapfire. It's very hard right now for one move to tell. They ban out the Beastmaster, understandable. You have a Ricky, that's your vision giving hero that's gonna help the Doom later on. So you don't want to have your enemies have a vision hero as well. And I think that's the most
seconds
important thing right now for one move. You ban out the Beastmaster, maybe you can ban out the
5
Lycan as
seconds
well,
remaining.
considering that your heroes don't really deal with the units,
Radiant
and
team
you're pretty
back.
much set.
Do you go for here if you're Nemiga? Potentially look for the support snap. Maybe pick up something like a Legion Commander. Just because that the Dispel, the Purge comes off up against the
10
Batrider is going to be quite
seconds
nice. The
remaining.
heals as well. You've got a lot of damage coming through on the side of Nemiga to try and
5
win those
seconds
duels.
remaining.
Controlling up on... I suppose it depends. I mean, they do have the final pick on the side of Nemiga, so they can respond to
Dire
whatever
team
position
back.
one, position carry comes out to pick up an offlane that's going to suit up the lineup and suits up against whatever one move pick up.
Unless it's a good lane for the LC, I think they're not going to go for it. Even though I like the Purge option, I don't see LC as
10
like a great
seconds
hero here. He
remaining.
doesn't have great burst damage. He's going to become a press the attack hero unless he
5 seconds
snowballs.
remaining.
So, and if you're not going to do well in the lane, if one move gets something that's going to do well with the deal well with the LC, then you're not going to snowball. And if you want your
Radiant
position
team
3 to
pick.
just be a blink, press the attack, I don't think it's the best way to utilize the power of a hero.
Okay. We'll see what one move... They've got a bit of reserve time left, but they do need to be thinking about what they want to be picking up here for this position one. Is there anything that you think helps
10
one move in
seconds
this? I mean, you've talked
remaining.
about the Shadow Fiend, and Kushi really loves that Shadow Fiend. Puts out a
5
decent amount of
seconds
damage,
remaining.
both in the terms of spells as well as the right click. Can take down buildings, can contest those buildings. So, is that you think the best pick here for one
Dire
move?
team pick.
SF Drow.
Drow
Yeah,
Ranger.
there's the Drow. Okay, so the reason I like those more than a sniper, let's say, is because they both have spells to push the enemies away. SF with the ulti, the Drow Ranger with the gust, and that's kind of the idea. Because Nemiga, they can jump in this game or they can run into you, but once you
10
push them back, it's
seconds
very hard for
remaining.
them to get on top of you again. And I think they went for the Drow because she naturally builds
5
into a
seconds
Hurricane
remaining.
Pike, and the SF kind of skips that one at least until later on. So Drow makes a lot of sense. If one move can extend this game, this lineup can be extremely powerful, but it's so easy to punish it.
Yeah, and they do have, like you said, the Hurricane Pike coming out. They've got the Sleep Dart, Infernal Blade, the Doom itself coming through. Probably goes for a Centaur Stomp at some point. Speaking
You
about
now
Centaur
select
Stomps.
your heroes.
So it is going to be Nemiga. This is going to be really nice with the Stampede to get to that backlines, to get to the Drow Ranger. Chase on. If the Batrider does get a quick jump in with the lasso, tries to drag someone away, you can get that chase on with Vizir here and that Stampede. How well does it do? Because it looks like it is going to be the off lane. So you've even got the cookie for the initiation into the Centaur Stomp to come out for Vizir.
I think the Drow needs to get an earlier point in the gust in this lane.
Yeah.
Though I love the Centaur. The Centaur is great because he's one of the offlaners. If you get a couple of points and retaliate, the Drow Ranger cannot bully you, right? Against other fat offlaners, you're just spamming out the frost arrows, spamming, and he gets to low enough HP that he's not going to be doing good. I think Nemiga, they have an edge in this game. Also, this lineup is much more a Nemiga type lineup because they can run at you with Malrine. They have Vazia to help there, so them two are going to be playing. They have a support that's going to help with the damage as well, and Kiritich is on one of his best heroes, Dirsa. So if Nemiga lose this one, they definitely deserve to be relegated, and they need to prepare better for Division 1 next time. But I think this time they have a good shot, so I'm gonna go for them.
Yeah, I don't know because I don't like the bat pick. But I think one move they're coming in with the confidence into this match. They're coming in with the belief that they can take this series and they're in a really comfortable position to do so. I've seen so many Ursas that just get completely kited out of the game and controlled through, even with the BKBs, even when they enrage. They just get bounced around. So we are going to be finding out what's going to happen in the second game, guys. But first, we're going to take a quick word from our sponsors over at EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
So looking at this second game, I think I'm going to back one move. Controversial, I know, but
No.
you know, I just think the Ursas that I've seen haven't really impressed me so far in the Eastern European region, and I just see one move looking at it. They do have a lot of control to come out on their side.
Yeah, they definitely do. But also Nemiga have a lot of control, you know. And the thing about these kind of lineups and the Ursa, you know, being kited as you mentioned, when you have this many stuns, it's very hard to do so even with multiple force staffs. So
Yeah.
I'm looking at Nemiga. They need to play Dota how they like, and that is running at the enemies. If they manage to do so between like minute 8 and 15, this is a game for them to lose. That's how I see it. So let's see how it actually works out. But the one move, they're way too greedy for my taste.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think we've seen matches where they've delayed the match so far that the greed might pay off. That they create
Yes.
this time and they do create the space where
30
okay, you say they are
seconds
going to be a
to
greedy lineup, but if Nemiga can't get right on top of them and get the chase down and get the kills early on, you know, one move to stall out the game for so long that the greed might be good.
Піди з лайн,
Huh?
розбійник.
Greed is good. We all know that one, but we'll see. We'll see how it works out. One move have been able to pull off these lineups in the past, even against some of the stronger teams. So it's not impossible to happen right now, but there are weaknesses that can be exploited that Nemiga should be really good at exploiting, actually.
Oh, like this as well. They've caught out so bad in the river, so bad. Can he get himself away from this one? There's going to be another backstab coming through, and even Einkrad, they don't give the first blood over to the Bite Rider, so it's not going to be as quick a battle, but they do still pick up the first blood. One move, starting how they mean to go on.
Yeah, that's a really nice start there for sure. Pantomime getting it, not the ideal scenario, but given that the Batrider wasn't there initially for the kill, it doesn't really matter between the three. If it's Doom, Ricky, or the Rubik who gets the kill, it really does not matter all that much.
Yeah. Doom actually taking some harass. He actually tried to go... He didn't try. He went to the back behind that tier 1 tower to get the Devour off. I guess just to get that Devour off a little bit earlier on. You know, make sure it comes off cooldown a little bit quicker. Get that bonus gold quicker. Give him a little bit more...
Я раздражительный, меня все бесит.
You see it from time to time, and considering that they got the first blood, they knew that the area was controlled by them, and he's not gonna be taking any significant damage there. So it is a good move for sure.
Bottom lane as well, Vizier. He's going to be taking some harass coming out. Munkushi and Pantomime. Pantomime with the Fade Bolt. So Vizier, he's just going to be taking a lot of damage here, trying to step up to get any last hits. And for now, Drow, like I say, you could get the points to retaliate, but for now, Drow is just fine with just harassing him back wherever possible.
And you know, you're harassing him while you can. When he gets the Ring of Health, when he gets the couple of levels into retaliate, that is when things become a little bit tougher to do. So you're trying to bully him now when it is available to you. It's not going to be that case for a very long time in the lane.
No, the lane did get pulled here as well. You can see that Hellscream just trying to create the lane behind that tier 1 tower, you know, create the space for the Centaur to find the farm, because I mean, 4 last hits, so he got a decent amount off the first couple of waves, but it's still, you know, you want to create as much of an advantage, take away as much from the Drow Ranger as possible, but the pull's just coming through from both supports, so both cores in this lane being able to find the last hits, being able to find the denies and farm.
It's It's looking so far so good. With the Drow Ranger, you want a long extended lane, but overall, once there are more levels on Nemiga, that is when it becomes dangerous for the Drow Ranger. And Rubik is only a somewhat of a defensive support, and he's also easy to take down. Plus, you force out his telekinesis, and then for a couple of seconds, he doesn't really have much to play with.
Top lane, Gilga's going to be taking a lot of harass coming out from Sobad now as well. Afterlife moving himself over, looking for... He actually doesn't go for the camp on the high ground because it has been blocked. So couldn't get that medium creep off to get a great Devour spell. Just opts to go for the heal coming through. As well as the heal amplification aura here from the priest troll.
We're having a lot of tongue twisters in the last couple of days here, Rob, and we are failing the test, I have to say. We definitely need to be doing a bit more. But yeah, the heal is actually quite nice. That's a lot of HP that you get every 10 seconds, really. Though, you know, Ricky and the Doom lane, they're not going to be doing well against the Ursa, even though they're against two melees themselves. There's just no chance you're going to be winning that one.
No, bottom lane, some harass coming through, but Pantomim already away, especially again on this Rubik, just can play away with the telekinesis, the Fade Bolt, and heal himself up. So the damage here on this bottom lane, not here yet for Nemiga to secure the kill, but still doing a lot of harass.
Yeah, speaking of, even in the top lane, there's a lot of harass. Gilgir barely survives, but it's gonna be fine though. The CS of Afterlife, not so much.
Yeah, Doom this time, he does get a creep that he more than likely wanted here, being able to get the Hellburst smash. You know, that Thunderclap comes out. If he gets on top of Sobad, Sobad could be in a little bit of trouble, but for the minute, just needs to be careful about his health here. And Sobad still looking to chase. Gilga with the creep pull, still goes with this. Nature's Grasp comes out, but Sobad, not the most mobile hero here. No points though from the Doom into that Infernal Blade just yet. So Sobad looks like he's just happy to get harassing onto the Doom.
It's all about shenanigans in this lane for one move, really, because they cannot straight up fight their enemies. So you're just trying to get as much as you can. And Gilgir, he's murdering these couriers quite a lot. Okay, this time he's not going to be getting it.
Yeah, just couldn't get the dive. A little bit slow there from the tool set coming out from the tree. And meanwhile, in the mid lane, we've not really spoken about this just yet. Marine, you know, he is sitting on top of the last hits. He's got a decent amount of net worth. And the Bat Rider only a little bit behind, but it looks like Aincrad at the minute winning the trade-off in terms of harass. Especially because Lesh doesn't have a bottle.
And Lesh now doesn't have a TP. So this is the time when you need to push your advantage if you're Aincrad. The rotation potential of Nemiga coming out from Hellscream, it's okay, but the Treant is not the ideal hero to rotate. Neither does he have a lot of mana. So if you get all of that info, you can definitely try to equalize the CS a bit now.
Yeah, and you can see that Sobad on the top lane, he's too busy trying to harass back onto Afterlife, onto Gilgir. Just get the run in the harass out where he can. Afterlife level 4, holding that point here, the Doom, which... It makes sense to me, you know, if you can get a second point into the Scorched Earth, you know, if he needs it for that extra creep-taking potential. Or, on the other hand, you know, if he finds an opportunity to do the damage onto Sobad, having that Infernal Blade might be invaluable.
Yeah, for sure. And this top lane has just become a let's pull the creeps everywhere. Everything is... like, the creeps are on all sides. On the bottom lane, the two teams are playing a much more conventional lane. You know, we push in a bit, we pull, you push in, we try to farm under the tower, you take some of the creeps away, and that's about it. But yeah, on the top lane, there's no fair fights.
No, yeah, you can see that the Ricky and the Train just trying to create lanes wherever they can find them here. Gilga even pulling back between the tier 2 and the tier 3 just to try and pull this lane back in favor of the Doom. But Kurisic, for the minute, he's finding these denies, and there is an overwhelming creep presence in this lane. Bottom lane, though. You can see that Mankushi, how's he doing in terms of form? Oh, in fact, so bad. They might even be able to get the kill into this. The drag back comes through. The Doom, he doesn't have that point into the Infernal Blade. 2 points here on the Scorched Earth. Looking for the chase down, and Gilga's going to be able to get the kill.
Yep. If you cannot farm well, which is something that's the case for one move, at least you need to try to get kills. And this is the best way to do it. Finally, they found an opening onto the tree because he went too deep. Going behind the tier 2, just let them have the creeps. Like, who the hell cares?
Well, they might even be able to make a move here. Aincrad tries to come in to get the harass out. Doesn't have the mana. Doesn't want to use the bottle either to get the lasso onto the Lesh. But the Lesh is going to be out of mana. Just trying to do what he can. The mana boots do come through. I think... Oh, he has the mana boots himself. So he does get a decent amount back. But Aincrad able to get out of dodge there. No worse for wear, really, after he gets the refill from Gilgir in this bottle.
Very interesting decision from Malrine not to go for a bottle. I think the idea is I can't get the runes anyways because the bat might kill me. So just let him have it. Like, who the hell cares? I'll get my bloodstone quicker, and we'll see if it works out. For now, it's going well for Malrine.
Yeah, he does have. I mean, it means the drag back here, Aincrad. There is going to be Hellscream about with a cookie if needed. So couldn't get on top of the ledge to get the lasso off anyway. But yeah, Aincrad, I mean, he's going to be looking straight to the boots of travel as well, so he could get aggressive if he wants in the bottom lane. There's going to be a telekinesis coming back. The drag back now into the Centaur. Nothing to stop that TP though. And the Vanguard is out for the Centaur, so a decent amount of survivability here for this hero.
He is not taking damage, really.
No.
You know, Centaur is a great hero against the Drow, not only because you get on top of him, but you have no armor anyways. So anything you get extra is quite nice for both reasons. And then your base armor doesn't really get reduced by the marksmanship because you have none of it. And plus, then you have a Treant Protector to help you with the living armor, and that's going to be even more of an issue as the game progresses. One thing we didn't talk about is just how much the living armor can be a problem for the Drow and her damage output overall.
Yeah, I mean, at the minute, she's still looking to farm. There's no contest. Stampede's going to be coming through, though. It's going to be the chase down. It's going to be the chase down on the top lane. Afterlife drops the Doom onto the Ursa, but the Ursa, it doesn't even need it. Telekinesis comes through. Now the drag back as well. Is there going to be any more follow-ups? Where's this damage going to come through? Munkushi can't close that gap, so it looks like Kiritich going to be fine there. Even with the Doom being used, Kiritich already got off the Enrage and was able to walk himself away.
Nemiga understand the helplessness of their enemies. They understand how much they can't do anything, and they're pressuring 3 lanes. If you look at it, Ursa was diving top lane, Vazia is diving the bottom tower just to push it, and at that point Malrine was in the mid lane. Of course, when you don't see much heroes, you're gonna be moving back, but you have to do something about it, and they're bringing Aincrad to kill this Centaur.
Yeah, and you can see that the Doom, there is going to be the drag back now as well. The lasso comes through, but even with the drag back, it actually looks like it's going to be Aincrad in trouble. The cookie comes through. Gilgir rotating down Vazia. He's just taking no damage and now trying to get himself away. Aincrad trying to get himself in with a sticky napalm stack, as well as that Firefly damage does eventually get the kill onto that Centaur, but he was a big tanky boy. It took 3 heroes rotating to take him down, creating space for the side of Nemiga.
They understood that the only one doing the damage was the Batrider, so the supports tried to do everything to keep Aincrad away. In the end, it wasn't enough. Also, a little bit of miscommunication there as well. Afterlife used the Hurricane, and because of it, the Flame Break missed. In the end, it didn't really matter, but it could have.
Yeah, and I like the... Oh, Doom, bottom lane. They're going to try and make another kill happen here. Afterlife trying to get himself away. Scorched Earth, it doesn't matter. Malrine with no ultimate available here. The Doom just gets run down by Malrine, and a really nice kill for him to get him on the board.
And the action isn't done. One move. They're the ones that are making a play now in the mid lane, and we'll be taken down so bad. But overall, I really liked how the Doom used the Hurricane this time around, because he dodged the splitter there from Malrine.
Not enough to keep him alive, though.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's cool. Style points.
Yeah, and that's all that matters, is looking good. As Lesh, you can see the trades coming out between these two tier 1 towers here. Pantomime with the Siege Creep and Gilgir helping out to take down this tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Hellscream does rotate over. There's going to be the living armor as well, but it should still go down. Gilgir, somebody right click it. They do get it. It's actually going to be the Siege Creep that gets it. And now with the rotation in, they do have the boots of travel onto Aincrad. Aincrad, no lasso, but they should still be able to run down Hellscream. Hellscream, even with that Stampede, it's not going to be enough damage. And Malrine rotates in. They might be able to turn this one around because the rotation comes out from the Ursa as well. Aincrad trying to get himself away from that. No lasso for the next 4 seconds, and Malrine just using the Pulse Nova. Doesn't even need to pop the Edict just yet.
And you lost the mid lane tower to the lineup that one move has when you have a Treant Protector on your side. Nemiga, and that is a big hit overall. It's not like one move are gonna be hunting you now, but once the 15-minute mark comes, you not having the mid lane tower, it's gonna open up so much for the Riki. You know, I usually talk about it when the Nyx Assassin is in the game. If the mid lane tower falls, the hero is 10 times better because you have to spend so much on sentries to keep him at bay. But Riki is a stronger Nyx than
They have the vision on Munkushi. There's a high ground ward. Look at this. He was farming up the Ancients, and the Mortimer Kisses just start to rain down. No Force Staff, no Hurricane Pike, and it's actually going to be the Little Shredder stolen and not the Morty Kisses. Bottom lane, though, Vazdia, you're going to go for that TP. Do they want to try and throw the lasso? They do. So they're going to get the drive back onto the Centaur on the bottom lane. Chased down as well. Gilgir with the backstab. Smokescreen comes out. and that at least will be a nice kill, but they lost Munkushi. Munkushi, mate, I don't think you're in the position to be dropping tips.
Probably not.
They're even going to be able to get the kill onto the Rubik. The Rubik, ease of Gust comes out, telekinesis, so he might be able to get the kill here. Munkushi at least takes down Hellscream, but Maureen wants to chase him down. What are the TPs? What is that response going to come through? Munkushi, he's going to go down again, or is he? The Doom comes out. One more right click, though. It does secure the kill. Maureen takes him down. It costs him his life, but he does secure that kill.
What did you say about less right clicks, Rob, at the start? You were saying something like it doesn't matter, 50 damage, who cares? It's the thing that gets them the kill right now, though. He thought that the kill was gonna be there, that the Pulse Nova Linger damage was gonna kill him, but he got a little bit too far away, a little bit too early. It's still a problem for one move because you're losing the Drow twice in a row, but Drow will get herself back into this game. She's gonna need time, though, and that time it might be a problem for one move, actually, because they don't have much damage dealers.
And listen, I'm the play-by-play. If I'm making bad calls in draft, it's up to my, you know, my analyst to say, well, maybe you're wrong. I don't mind being told I'm wrong. But Fazia being chased down bottom lane. Gilger's going to go for the backstab. Smokescreen comes out now as well. Ankrad, he doesn't have that lasso. Tumbler's toy in, but he might actually tumble the toy into his death. As there's going to be the rotation, Maureen comes in, gets a really nice kill onto the Batrider.
He's trying to force out rotations. He's trying to force out moves. But that was a beautiful cookie that he wasn't expecting. The cookie was just so used so well, and that's why he died in the end. I think he would have been able to get out.
And again, Phantom, he gets the little Shredder. And I don't think that's the spell that he wants. Of all the spells you can get off the Snapfire, Little Shredder, probably like 3rd or 4th in terms of priority.
And it's
out of 4.
It's the last one. You don't. It's dead last without any chance. Like, without any single chance, you don't want the Little Shredder. Other than Rubik just shaking even more than he usually does, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, mid lane, they're going to be able to make another move onto Rubik. The Gust comes through, but Pantomim this time, the Mortimer Kisses are going to be dropped. And Maureen, with the Pulse Nova, gets the kill onto the Rubik.
That's a nice kill. One move, though, still. I think with that mid lane tower being taken by them, that it changes things so much. Nemiga, in my mind, they haven't created enough of a lead now, considering that the Riki is going to have a shard fairly soon, in 20 seconds to be exact. That's when the game changes. That's when it becomes harder for you to play.
Yeah, off screen as well, the Batrider did use the lasso to try and get the kill onto the Centaur, happening at the same time as that gank in the river, but just wasn't able to do the damage to keep Vazia. And Vazia, you know, just able to get the TP away as soon as that lasso was off. And you can see, looking at the EGB odds, one move, they're a little bit further behind. You know, Nemiga the favorites to win this one. A flip on that last game, it's still close. You know, only just edging them out here, Nemiga. But one move do have some catching up in terms of what EGB thinks how this match is going to go.
We'll see what Gilgir will be able to do in particular with the sleeping dart. That is the main thing here that we're looking at. If one move can now with the sleeping dart change the course of this game, it's gonna be big. You have the Doom, so the gold lead isn't really 1k. You know, effectively it's 2-3, but in my mind, it's still not enough for Nemiga. I still think one move are pretty happy with how the early game went, even with their heroes being pretty weak at the start.
I can't wait for the patch and this shard just to be removed. It's just everybody. I know early on we're complaining about the Lina, complaining about the Lesh, the Bloodstone, the Razor as well, but this is the real toxic piece of this patch that. Gilga, they have the sentry though, they're going to be able to spot him. Gilga, he needs to move himself out of range. But yeah, the sleeping dart setup, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And I cannot wait for it to be removed.
Gilgir, he has sniffed that something is wrong. Centaur was moving relatively well, but there were some stops and like instant moves that you otherwise wouldn't expect if he didn't know you were there. So Gilgir, he's like, okay, this guy knows.
They are going to see Afterlife though. Vazia, he has that blink available to him. The ward, it does see Afterlife. Pantomime's back behind, but Anchor's going to be coming in. No, the blink away from the bat. It's going to be blinking over the storm coming out from the Centaur, and now they can turn. There's going to be a really nice stampede to try and get himself away, but they've got the lockdown. The root comes out. Where's that Doom? Does he want to use it? He's already thrown it out now as well, and it's going to be onto the Lesh. But Lesh, he's taken no damage, and this is going to be the turnaround chase down. And everybody from the side of one move, they need to get themselves out of this, but the Hoofstomp comes out from onto the Doom, and the Doom again locked down. They get the kill onto the Doom. And all of a sudden, Nemiga in the driving seat in this fight.
Very weird that one move wanted to fight when there were multiple heroes of Nemiga there, and they knew. The Ricky gave them vision. You have the vision. You don't have a single team fight item. Okay, you have the BKB, but not a single team fight spell. And this is the difference. If it's the Doom initiating with the Doom onto Malrine, Malrine isn't doing any damage, but Malrine pops his spells, and then he gets Doom. It doesn't change anything. He just runs you down.
Yeah, and he has that Bloodstone as well, so he has that extra sustain. And I think this is why we're seeing the bat not really have the success that you'd expect for this hero to have. Especially when it's been such a popular hero in the past, that it gives up so much damage potential just to gain that control with the lasso. And I know that the Firefly, the sticky napalm stacks, they can offer that damage over time, but it's actually having that time and space in the fights to get it out, and it just doesn't seem to be working in the Tor 1 so far.
Okay, this is the lead that Nemiga are gonna be happy with, and one move, it could have been amazing. They could have just left away, and now they're going in for the Roche. One move, they're being ready, but do they have any spells to fight this actually?
Flame Break does come in, doesn't push anyone outside of the pit. Gilga, he might be looking for that jump. He's got that smoke screen in 8 seconds. Pantomime, the multi-shot comes through, but Kiritichori has the Aegis, and they get the kill onto the Bite Rider now as well. Scatterblast stolen here from the Rubik, throws it out, tries to get himself away with the Piggy Pole, but that's the best it can do. They lose the Aegis, and Nemiga at no point looked like they were being, pushed out of the pit.
One move are helpless now. Their Drow doesn't do enough damage. They don't really push out the waves all that well. The enemies are super strong that they can't get to a tower and push it, and your split push sucks. So very bad situation for them overall.
You see the Gilga, he might be looking to set up another. Dust comes out from Sobat now as well, and they've even got the chase down onto Afterlife. Afterlife, that stampede just to keep right on top of him, and they get the kill. Gilga, all he can do is walk himself away.
He even popped the BKB. That's the 8-second charge. Both the 9 and the 8-second charges were for nothing.
Yeah, and even the Devour off cooldown. That's just some... okay, Kiritich being chased down, but he has this Aegis, has the backup from Hellscream. Hellscream pops that mechanism, going for the Guardian's Greaves here on the Snapfire for the extra sustain, extra survivability. And yeah, one move, like you say, they just don't seem to have the damage to take anyone down quick enough to the point where Nemiga just react, and they turn that fight on its head, turn every fight on its head, and they're the ones coming out with the kills.
The Drow needs to start dishing off the damage. That's why we see an early shard for Munkushi to push out the waves and also to have the ability to burst people down.
They're going to try and make another dive again. This time they might have enough to take down Centaur Warrunner, but Centaur, he's a big tanky boy. They get the reveal. Oh, Gilga, he's up on the cliff. Did he know he's here? He might be looking. He's got that backstab. They're going to be getting a reveal here, coming out with a gem. Yeah, the split earth on top of the cliff, but the gust comes through from Munkushi, trying to go on to Lash. Lash going to get himself away from this one. The damage, though, Gilga, he might try and look for that jump in. So bad. He's teasing the overgrowth. It's going to connect. Rubik, does he get the steal off? They're going to be able to get the kill onto the tree. But apart from that, Malrine away from the danger.
They got the gem. That is the big one. Nemiga have made some crucial mistakes, losing the mid lane tower and now losing the gem. Despite that, they're still looking good. But having that gem, it was so great for them because you could control the entirety of the map. But now, considering that you have lost it, you're not going to have it for quite some time. And that's a lot of gold that is just given to the side of one move.
I wish you could see the... Can you see the gem cooldown in the shop? I don't think you can you?
Yes, you can.
Can you?
Okay, you cannot see exactly, but you can, get the idea because you can see it. You just it cannot be read.
Yeah, you get the highlight over it. Yeah, in fact, no. If you do, yeah, if you scroll over it, you can. So 7.5 minutes without a gem on the side of Nemiga.
Oh, actually, yeah, you can even when you scroll off over it. But yeah, with our beautiful eyes, we could see it anyway. Afterlife, though, his might be plucked out.
he has to go for another BKB retreat. Gets the blink out through the trees. That's not what he wanted at all. That's not what he wants to be using these BKB charges for.
It's not ideal. Still, you do want to have the BKB to start off the fight. You know, longer BKBs on the Doom. It's always going to be low in the later stages of the game. You're used to it. You just would have wanted to be able to use it a little bit better on the first few chances, just to give the advantage for your team. The Doom itself is going to be okay, but it might make the team suffer that the gold lead isn't a little bit lower.
Yeah, Ironcrad in the dire side of the jungle as well, looking for the farm, looking to get whatever he can. So bad as well, scouting through Munkushi could be spotted out here, but does he get himself away from this one? So bad, walking himself down. Overgrowth was teased, but not actually thrown out here. As Nemiga, the rest of the team just putting pressure onto the tier 2 tower in the mid lane. You can see that Munkushi just using the Diabolic Edict to get the pressure onto that tier 2, and it looks like for now, one move not going to contest onto this.
Nemiga just want to be together. If one move cannot be annoying, you know, just poke them, sleep them, force TPs and stuff like that, their lineup on the side of one move doesn't really work out. So Nemiga, you get together, you push towers, you try to get all of the outer towers down, then you go for Roche, and then you're going for fights, then you're going for chaos after you get that one, after one move are afraid.
Yeah, there's gonna be the smoke up coming out from Nemiga. Excuse me. Let's see what they can actually do to maybe make a jump into this mid lane. I mean, Hellscream, Kiritich, they might even be looking for the Doom as well. The Doom, that BKB is off cooldown, but again, it's going to take him all the way down to 6 seconds, and I think he's only used it offensively once. So Afterlife, he's got to know that something's up. You know, the heroes are missing on the map. Vazia, he's looking for that jump in, the blink into the storm, and he's not going to be able to connect. Now Afterlife, he gets himself away. He doesn't have to use the BKB, just going to be able to use the Hurricane. Oh, that was close, but close on count here in horseshoes and hand grenades, and not Centaur's horseshoes.
Yep, they weren't close for sure, because he doesn't get the stomp off. Either way, though, Doom is staying with his Hurricane. It kind of shows the current state of the game, that one move they don't want to fight. When he wants to fight, he's going to be getting a Centaur. He's going to be getting an initiation tool. For now, he just wants to run.
Yeah, and you can see that he wants, in terms of items, he did get the mana boots out. I thought he might have gone for the Greaves, but he wants to go back for those boots of travel. There is going to be a smoke coming through from the side of one move. Do they get the jump? It's going to be a ward down. They have the reveal now as well. They're going to be able to get the telekinesis jump onto the train and don't even need the lasso for that. Really nice pickup. And now in the river, Malrine, they force out the BKB from the Lesh.
The Drow is starting to do the damage. That is the thing. This hero doesn't really need a lot of items. The hero needs levels and needs to be able to right click. And currently it's getting to that point. You know, if Munkushi gets the opportunity to right click, it's gonna be a lot of damage going towards the other side.
Radiant are scanning.
Close to the... Does he want to go for the Manta style or the BKB first? No, in fact, he's got 2 items. He's going to go for the BKB. Yeah.
Either way, you want both, but BKB is just closer.
They're going to be able to get the lasso jump now as well. The drive back onto Vazia. Do they have the damage to take him down? Smoke screen's going to be used, but Kiritich pops the Enrage. He's going to be able to get the kill onto the Rubik, and I think this is where one move just backed themselves away, even after committing the lasso. Didn't have the damage to take down the Centaur, who is just going to be able to get himself... In fact, with the living armor, he's just going to be the furthest one forward, even on half health. He wants to be getting an engagement, wants to get the initiation off, and one move just back themselves back to base.
We haven't talked much about the Ursa. Kiritich is just massive. He's completely massive. He can go in and he can rip people apart. And Batrider hates playing against heavy physical damage, especially hates playing against the Bash. Ursa is one of the worst heroes to play against as a Batrider, because you can just be killed without getting anything off, or even get your BKB off and still die.
Yeah, Kiritich. The Flame Break does come through. He just pops the Enrage, just immediately runs himself away. Yeah, doesn't even want to take his chances with that, just moving himself out of the potential danger.
Yeah, there's no reason for it. If you're Nemiga, you're jumping when you have better vision. You're jumping when the enemies are running into you. So what Nemiga are trying to do now is starve out one move, because one move don't farm too fast. Like Doom can get some farm, maybe the Drow, but Drow to get farm she needs to get out, and that is where Nemiga wants to strike when the Drow is out of her base.
Yeah, you can see the EGB. There was a big odds to give over to one move. Nemiga squarely in this driver's seat here, close to evens in terms of their odds. And yeah, one move, it's going to take something massive to drag this game back in their favor. And speaking of massive, they're going to be able to get it. Telekinesis comes out. Vazia to get the Doom off on
Start.
Centaur now as well. Really nice start. Can they chase him down? Can they do the damage to get the kill? They're going to be able to get that kill onto Vazia. And now the chase as well. Can they go for any more? Trian's going to be caught out. Aincrad looking to do the right-click damage. You get the catch. You get the sleeping dart. You get 2.
Also, Makushi had a DD there, so
True,
that's the reason why the Centaur died so easily. But this is the thing. Sometimes you are like, I don't want to doom their big tanky core. But Centaur is actually really good against the Doom, because someone gets Doom, Stampede gets let out, and if you don't have any stuns, the hero is just away, right? You reset the fight, and you win it later on. One move, they're only 2k goal behind. I don't think those odds, you know, they really represented how much of a chance one move still have in this one. They are behind. They don't have towers, but their heroes just have the ability to be super annoying and at some point find the right fight.
Yeah, and Mancushi, he's got that BKB up. He's not used it yet either. Going back towards the Manta style into the, I assume, Silver Edge coming out. Yeah, it looks like Shadow Blade. So into the Silver Edge. Those crits coming through from the Drow, you know, the guaranteed one as well from the Invis. The extra survivability that gets offered there from the Manta style as well. It's 2 big items that the Drow Ranger picks up, and all of a sudden, one move, they're going to be taking names, they're going to be taking kills. Speaking about, Sleeping Dart comes out, Centaur War Runner though. No follow-up for him.
He's not going to be going forward, but Nemiga, they want the second roach. This is the Ursa lineup. If one move managed to prevent this somehow, it's going to be a big hit, though this is where Nemiga want to fight. Concentrated fight around the pit, and in a straight-up 5 versus 5, they should be stronger, especially with the Doom being down.
Yeah, they're going to go for it here now as well. The rotation comes out from Marin. Look at how quickly this roach is going down. The dive in. Did he actually? He didn't, and it's going to be the kill. Aincrad couldn't get that lasso off to get the drive back onto the Ursa, and the Ursa, he's going to be able to pick up this Aegis, and now the fight's going to go, but there's going to be overgrowth. Drow Ranger not going to be able to get himself way out of mana here. Munkushi just being chased down even through the BKB. The damage, it's still going to be there at the back. It comes out, and Marin secures the kill.
He lassoed the Roche, or he lassoed nothing.
Yeah.
In the end, he even got lucky and got the Roche kill, so the Aegis was snatched by Kiritich, but that is so unfortunate. Though Kiritich did respond with the Enrage, so the lasso would have been half a second either way. So I don't think it would have changed much, but maybe you get the Aegis because of it. Still a misclick from Minecraft, and it tends to happen because you are jumping in blindly.
Yeah, and again, Ursa just gets a free Roche, gets himself the shot now as well. Stacking up the net worth, the Abyssal Blade's not going to be too far behind, and Kiritich, he's looking to run over. He's got that top of the net worth ahead by about 4k gold, ahead of the Doom, which, as we know, the Hand of Midas, you know, the Devourer, so that will accelerate the Doom farm anyway. And the Ursa still able to stay top of the net worth.
Ursa is stopping the network chart, and by a huge margin actually when you look at it. Kiritich has been able to farm, and this is the thing. Nemiga have been controlling the majority of the map. You have a Battle Fury, there's absolutely no chance that anyone will even get close to you. And now with this Aegis, that's it. You don't really focus on the tower. It's time to just run at the enemies. Do they have a gem? Okay, that's a little bit of a bummer. They should get a gem now if they want to overtake the entirety of the map on Nemiga.
Yeah, it's gonna be another kill. Pantomime gets taken down. They have Dust Reveal. Gilgan behind enemy lines, maybe looking for couriers. And we've seen it a couple of times, the Ricky just being relegated to being that courier hunter. But for now, he's just going to be playing behind, looking for them, even taking the runes away. But Nemiga squirrely in the power position coming into the rest of this game. With the Aegis on the Ursa, they could look to force down if they wanted to. He's got the Abyssal Blade there as well. Doesn't have to rely on the RNG bash if there's BKB TPs away. It is now Nemiga's time to look for these fights.
Yeah, they are definitely looking to just run towards their enemies. The good thing for one move is that if Nemiga don't clearly see them, you can't really get the kill that easily. So you need to be using smokes, and you don't have a overwhelming amount of smokes. There is a limited number, and they went through all of them. So Nemiga, they can't use that one. That's why you need the gem. That's why the map needs to be clear of enemy vision. The Ricky dealing with him is bad enough.
Yeah, Gilga, actually, he gets a Sleeping Dart onto Snapfire. Snapfire set up with the smoke screen. Those Greaves do come out, trying to run himself away. He's going to be slowed down. The body blocks as well from the illusions, but 3 heroes on the side of Nemiga to back him up. the Bite Rider forced a TP from Malrine to the top lane, so maybe one move thinking he can get something from this, but you look at the Snapfire, 2k health, he's got himself, what, 15 armor, he's a really tanky hero, the Greaves as well for that extra survivability. It's really hard to take him down, and I don't know who one move, even if they catch someone out, who they're going to be able to get that quick pick on.
Malrine, maybe?
Malrine, yeah, that's good at the Stomp hit. Obviously, the Doom comes out now as well. Chase out with the Stampede, but the damage, it's going to be there. They get the kill onto the Lesh. Can they go for more? Because this Ursa, again, he still has this Aegis for the next minute and a half. In fact, there's going to be the jump out. They catch out the Rubik, and the Mortimer Kiss is going to start to rain down Munkushi. He doesn't want to use this BKB just yet, and neither does Kiritich. For now, but it is going to be a Bite Rider that comes in with his own BKB, trying to get into the Centaur. Doesn't have the damage to take him down, though, so Ankrad just needs to move himself away. Even after the lasso comes out, nothing gained from that from the side of one move.
Well, they did kill the Lesh, they did force Nemiga to TP, and now they can split up the map. If you push in the side lanes with one move, that is when you can go for these aggressive plays, and they can be successful like they were now. This is why Nemiga needs those, needs that gem. If one move don't have any vision around the map, they cannot really move with that smoke, but they can move towards their vision and then place another one a little bit deeper, and if they get lucky like they did, they'll get the kill.
Yeah, you might be able to get the kill to Shobat on the top lane now as well. Shobat, it's going to be a forest fire, it looks like. Going to be burnt down, and Ankrad secures the kill up against Shobat, even with the help of, Gilga coming in with the smoke screen as well. That silence, it's this spell. Gut this, take away the sleeping dart. I'm just delete hero Ricky for press and ceremonial reasons. I'm done with this hero now.
My co-caster is very mad at the Ricky. We're not gonna ask him why, because we can probably get the idea, but it's definitely not because he's watching the DPC games. But still, I mean, for me, the most annoying thing is the smoke screen. Once he gets level 15, and with only 1 second downtime of the smoke screen, that is when it becomes impossible to play against him. And they're getting to that time. Nemiga, I think they are slowly but surely losing their foot in this game. They are still ahead. They can still turn it around. They finally got the another gem now on the Lesh. But you really need to force the issue. That was the second Roche, and you haven't accumulated much of a lead. That is where either you win the game with the Ursa or you get to an overwhelming lead. They did neither.
Yeah, Ankrad, he's looking to just help out where he can, stop the aggression coming through onto this tier 3 tower and pushing this one back. Nobody from the side of Nemiga, there's no jumps in, no force staffs away, so Ankrad will just be able to do this. So we've got Gilgear as well, scouting out behind enemy lines as Malrine just continuing to push out the lane. Keep that creep equilibrium, pushing through onto the Radiant side of the map, pushing it through onto the high ground, and one move do have to respond to clean it up. It's just going to be illusion that they find, but now the smoke comes out from Nemiga, so they might try and make something happen.
They had another smoke, and you are trying to overtake the top part of the map. Now, when you don't have the Roche, you would ideally want to take the last outer tower and prevent one move from contesting the third Roche, because that is going to be the one that they want to go for, and without the tier 2 on top, it's going to be slightly more difficult.
Yeah, and you can see, I mean, Ankrad in the trees, he's going to be TPing himself back. Malrine, he's just looking through the jungle to find extra farm, to find this, the goal to get the next item, because he's not going to be too far away from, I think that's the Shiva's coming out for him. If we take a look at his courier, yeah, it's going to be the Shiva's recipe being flown in, and he's not too far away from the gold that he needs for the Mystic stuff.
He's gonna have it in no time. That's a big one. You now start to itemize against the Drow Ranger, just bonus armor. That's how you deal with it. Piercing shot only from the marksmanship goes only through base armor. So the more armor items you get, the harder it is gonna be for the Drow. But make no mistake, man. If she's standing her ground and right clicking, you can have a billion defensive items. She's still gonna go through all of that HP.
Yeah, I don't know if you just saw that, but Afterlife was taking his courier to the side chop, the secret chop, as the Lesh was moving through, and there was just a little panic swerve up to the high ground, on top of the cliff, and it still ends up getting taken down by the Ursa. And he was on the plus side. He knew that it probably doesn't get out, so he goes to the Dyer's side shop to to buy out to get the items that he wants. But the courier just so unlucky at not being able to get out there.
Yeah, I mean, in war, even being on the logistics crew can be quite dangerous. You know, you don't want to fight. Like, I mean no harm, but you still get taken down. So poor couriers, you know, they might not be doing any damage, but they're a big part of the Dota world. And, you know, they get bullied from time to time. Especially in this game, a lot of couriers have died.
The Sleeping Dart comes out onto the Snapfire. There's going to be jump in. The lasso comes out with the Abyssal Blade now as well onto the Batrider. Can he get this fight to go the way the Overgrowth gets used? It looks like the Batrider will go down. Chase is on though. The Doom gets used, but it doesn't matter. They've already got Marine coming out with his spells. The BKB was used there as well. And they get the kill onto the Doom. 3 heroes being dead. It's going to be 4. It might even be 5 if they can find this Ricky. But Ricky, he's already on the retreat. Doesn't want to lose this gem. It does reveal though that comes out Gilgit in the trees. And what better to get himself out? Any bashes, Abyssal Blade, anything like that. The damage, it's going to be enough to get a full 5-man wipe on the side of Nemiga.
If both teams are prepared for a fight, I'm looking at Nemiga's lineup and I don't know how they win. Like, if both teams are completely prepared. Like, every single hero, the second someone gets jumped, they're gonna respawn. And that was the case here. So, one move, they just didn't know exactly where Nemiga were, and they went in. But everyone on Nemiga was ready, right? And that is where the fight is completely lost. And at that point, you just have to commit for it. This is the fight that probably broke the game finally now in favor of Nemiga, that finally gives them the comfortable enough lead to go into the next Roche and continue dominating the map.
Look at this, they're just going to be able to take over one move space. No buyback on the Drown, no buyback on the Doom. It's going to be a set of racks, and the only reason they can't go for more is because that tier 2 tower up on the top lane, they don't move over to take that one down. And the heroes with a quick respawn on the side of one move, they don't want to be caught out here, Nemiga, going towards that second set of racks on the bottom lane.
I still feel like the top tier 2 maybe would have been a better target for Nemiga. They probably thought at 1 second that they could take down the melee racks, but in the end they take the range one. It's gonna be a big influx of gold and also a very lucky Roche respawn. Nemiga, they take this so fast that one move, even with this smoke, I don't know if they get there in time.
No, and we will keep an eye on the smoke. They're wrapping around the long way.
Too long.
It's going to be way too long. Yeah, Roche, he's being dealt with. He's been taken down. And Kiritage, to be able to get himself an Aghanim's Blessing and the next Aegis of the game.
Oh, that's so hard to deal with right now. Even if he doesn't pop his Enrage, if he doesn't get doomed or silenced by the Drow, he is just not going to be touched.
Yeah, they get the sleep off. There's going to be the lasso, but they have to commit out to the train. And now the Doom comes out, but the Lotus was there, so it's going to be reflected. And Doom, oh, Afterlife, he's not going to be able to get himself away from this one. He's going to be completely taken away from this fight. Running down, the Doom damage should be enough. Well, if it's not Marine running him down here with the Pulse Nova, it should be. And he gets taken down. Vizio with that Lotus gets the credit for the kill. Really quick fingers there from the Centaur to get that Lotus off.
Again, a fight where everyone is prepared. Usually, if you catch someone in the Roche pit and, okay, they can't really move. They only have one route to escape. You can maybe kill them. But Nemiga already got out, and then one move initiated on the exact same spot as last time. The result is not going to be any different.
Overgrowth gets used to get the kill onto the Rubik. He's going to be dead for the next 46 seconds. And it does mean that... Oh, maybe Drow. Do they want to fight this? They know the Ursa's not there, the Aegis, the tree, but they don't have a lasso for the next 28 seconds here. This tier 2 tower, Gilga at least gets a sleep dart off. Leshrac doesn't have a BKB for the next 40, and they might try and make that dive in, but Malrine slowly but surely just going to gallop his way away from danger. Even the Cookie to help him make that gap a little bit longer.
The same items pretty much counter the Bat and the Drow. The Guardian Greaves and the Lotus Orbs, and you get those, and suddenly and even the Doom, a Lotus Orb is great for a Doom as well. And suddenly, you know, one move, they're not only weaker in terms of heroes, but also it's very easy for Nemiga to itemize, and they've done so quite well in this game. So it's very hard for the Bat, really, with just poking, to get any heroes.
Yeah, no, they want to go. Telekinesis does come through, gets a stun onto the Ursa, but I don't know if the Rubik wanted the overpower.
He wants to attack fast, man. I think we've gotten to that point right now. Little Shredder and Overpower, those have been his spells.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get the kill onto the tree at least. So that's going to be nice, but the Abyssal Blade comes out. They're going to be able to clear the Bat, and the Bat does have the buyback available to him if he wants to use it here. But Pantomime, he did actually get the Stampede. The chases out onto the Drow, but the Stomp, no! Oh, so close to being able to stomp onto the Drow, but half a second in it, and Drow Ranger gets the TP away.
Oh man, Munkushi is sweating now for sure. That was so close.
They're going to be able to get a lot of damage off onto the Ursa, but Kiritich, he has the Enrage, he has the Shard as well, so he's going to have the Enrage to get out even with the Earth Shock. The lasso drive back onto Vazia, but the control afterlife, onto Malrina now. But it doesn't matter, they don't have the control to take the Lesh down, and Vizia's going to go for the TP away. They do get the kill onto the Centaur. The Doom, it might be enough to take down Lesh. His Afterlife chases with the Infernal Blade, so they clean up the 3 heroes down. They lost the bat because of it.
Hellscream is dead as well.
Yeah.
Not a bad fight for one move. Like, if it's not a nice concentrated fight, if you can go back and forth, and the Drow Ranger cannot get caught, and that's what Nemiga wants, then the fight can go well your way, and that is why Nemiga got it this time around. Actually, it was Munkushi. First, he dodges that hoof stomp with the TP, then he dodges another one with the Manta style, and those two moves actually put him in a good position.
Kiritich is hunting though, he still has that Aegis, he's going to be able to get himself on top of the Doom, and Doom, Afterlife, can he get himself away? Drops his own Centaur Stomp, the BKB comes out, but Kiritich, he wants that right-click physical damage, and Afterlife just has to leave. And not really a risk, you know, all the spells are down, the Doom's down as well, you have that Aegis, the Swift Blink coming out, Telekinesis though, he might be able to clean up onto Pantomime. Do they actually have the control? The Infernal Blade comes through. He has to pop the BKB. And Afterlife looking to run away. But as soon as that BKB ends, Gilga could get that Sleeping Dart off. He's being kited around. Still gets the kill off now. Yeah, they're going to be able to do the damage. Pop this Aegis. And the smoke screen from Gilga, if he gets the timing right, he might be able to get the kill onto the Ursa. The Ursa, though, with the blink away. Just a step too far, loses the Aegis, but still able to blink out.
So Battle's ready there. He was ready to jump in with the overgrowth if one move started overcommitting, especially because of the buyback of the Lesh. But the last few fights, they've definitely been the best sequence of events for one move in a very long time. It's all coming out from great positioning, coming out from the Drow, and one move are always ready for Nemiga. This Ursa, he got level 25, so suddenly he can burst down everyone. But he just needs that little bit of help, one stun, and his team just wasn't close this time around.
Yeah, I thought he might have just been trying. I mean, he did force the BKB away from the Doom. I thought that might have been mission accomplished, but he hung around for a little bit longer. So bad in the trees. And the illusions are going to see him, yeah. The gem scouting out. They get the sleep dart off. Do they have the setup here for the tree? Is that even going to be the target here? Because it's going to be jumping on the back lines. And Kiritich just blows up the Bat Rider. And he's going to be dead 76 seconds. Telekinesis, but Pantomime doesn't get himself to the high ground. Ghost comes out. Munkushi, no BKB for Ursa being popped just yet. He's just going to take the right-click damage with the Enrage and move himself away.
That's not looking good for one move. They're losing that Bat Rider. Kiritich knows who his target is. Once the Bat dies, it's very hard for them to kill the Ursa because you don't necessarily want to doom him, right? You want to lasso him and put the smoke screen or the silence over him, and that's how you want the fight to start. But if you doom him, there's just going to be a stampede, and the turnaround is going to be much more effective for Nemiga.
Yeah, at least Doom is building towards that refresher, so he's going to have that second Doom to get off on both the Ursa as well as the Centaur. If the position right, you know, if he can get that jump off, but at the minute, they might even be able to find Centaur here. He's got that heart, so he is a big tanky boy. The living armor comes out as well, so he is just going to be able to walk himself away.
I like that the Ursa is going for a refresher. He understands how important the double BKB is. Because I think one move, once they get the refresher on the Doom, they could focus up on everyone else and put Gilgir on Ursa duty. You have the 4 staffs to survive the first 6 seconds of the BKB, the second 6 seconds you don't. So once the first 6 seconds go out, that is when the Riki, with the smoke screens, with the sleeping darts, can keep the Ursa away. So I really like what Kiritich is going for. He understands that at some point in this game, or mainly speaking now, he could start to get kited.
Yeah. They do have a 25k net worth lead here, though. It's still an uphill battle for one move. Nemiga, you know, they are choking them back into the base. They're keeping them. They're finding the farm. They've got the items. I like the Spell Prism on the Ursa as well, just for that extra little bit of cooldown reduction.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Especially because he has so many items that can be used. 4 of them to be exact. Actually 5 if you count the phase boots.
Smoke screen comes out. Ursa has the BKB. Just going to walk himself away. And he might just be posturing here. Just saying, okay, come at me. You know, you want to fight. You want to engage. I'm here. I'm your target. Come at me. See if you can get this kill. And the Bat Rider still not completed onto the Ian disc yet. So he's still going to be, what's that, about 600, 700 gold from completing. He won't want to make a jump before he gets that one off, because the Ursa just constantly blows him up.
Nemiga wants to fight in an open area when they're all together, when they're all prepared. And let's see if they're gonna force Nemiga, force one move into that one. What you do here is that you don't run towards one move, but you wait for the mid lane and the top lane to push in, and that's gonna move the Radiant side from the bottom lane.
Yeah, they would have to come back. You can see that they're already taking some pressure onto the tier 4s. And Munkushi just trying to region out with clarity, get as much mana back as possible as Doom. He's going to go for the TP. So he is moving back. He's got himself the Octarine and the Lotus. He wants that Aghanim Shard there as well. The Aghanim Shard is going to be nice. Yeah, again, extra control, the base stun coming out, the extra damage as well. That is quite nice just to add to the control of the Ursa. But the Ursa at the minute is just shrugging everything off.
It's very hard. He's way too farmed. I mean, most of this gold lead is the Ursa, really. He is 40,000 net worth. The Drow Ranger only has 28k. That's the next hero. So really, it's a big difference between the Ursa and anyone else. That's why this 24,000 gold lead, you know, it's still not overwhelming for Nemiga, because it's mostly on one hero. If he dies or if he's unable to attack, it's a fight that you don't like.
Yeah, Drow Ranger. They found out Centaur. Centaur's going to be able to get himself away from the smoke. I'm just saying that Munkushi looking to find the farm to buy out for this quarterstaff here. He's already got 2 parts of the butterfly, which is going to be nice. But if he does buy out for it, it means he's not going to have the buyback. He's going to be a few hundred gold short. So he wants that farm before they even try and look for a fight. And this just opens up the base here from the side of Nemiga.
One move are going to have to take a fight at some point. We are seeing that Nemiga are not taking any risks. They understand this game is in the bag, and they're just waiting for the tier 4s to fall.
Yeah, and it's good for the Stampede. They get the kill over onto Gilgan now as well. Chase down. Can he get Ancrad? There's good to jump in. The Abyssal Blade comes out. He's got the Iron Disc. So he gets that fly away. He's going to be able to get himself out with the Firefly. But it does mean that his BKB, the Iron Disc, is going to be on cooldown for this if Nemiga want to try and re-engage.
He's not going to have it for the Roche. This Roche is gone. 4th Roche will go towards the side of Nemiga. And then you're gonna have a refresher either on the Centaur or on the Lesh. Maybe even the Treant gets it, though he's gonna have one of his own either way. So it's looking really solid for the Nemiga side right now. One move. They really don't have anything to play with. I think they're doing the best they can with the situation. That's a very dead afterlife. But the thing is that Nemiga, with that mid lane Rax being down and the towers taking some damage, one move are forced to come back into the base faster than they can force out the fight where it suits them.
That's a dead Doom as well for 70 seconds. He bought out with the refresher. So he was trying to get out, get some farm, finds he doesn't have the Hand of Midas anymore, but he was trying to get the Devour off, get some quick farm, maybe push out this bottom lane, and Kiritich with the rotation over with the Silver Edge immediately blows him up. Now he finds himself a double damager, and the Roche is going to be scouted out. Looks like Lesh moving himself over to that. Munkushi trying to do his best in the base to try and slow the aggression down onto the tier 3, but it just, look at this, Nemiga on the map, moving themselves over to the Roche pit with a double damage rune on the Ursa. This Roche is going to go down so quickly.
Roche is gone. I mean, one move wouldn't be able to defend it either way, so Doom dying, it's not gonna change much other than give a little bit of net worth to the side of one move. But now is the real test. Can Nemiga break the base? I think they can. You don't have to commit wholeheartedly. Go from both sides. When one move separate, then the Ursa just goes in and kills one by one. That's a situation where mobility items and kiting potential isn't gonna help you.
Yeah, the Nihilism comes out for Lesh, so he's going to have the Ethereal form to come out, which doesn't really synergize well with the Ursa, but like you say, if you split up the team with one move, splitting up this fight, then Lesh being able to take down 2 or 3 heroes while the Ursa cleans up the rest, this could be where Nemiga, with this Aegis again, look to take down a second set of Raxes, put more pressure onto Nemiga, and maybe look to end the game.
Let's jump in, jump out kind of thing. He got the Ags. I'm looking at the other heroes. You know, would you really want it on anyone else? Hitch a Ride, not a great in this game. I would be okay with Eyes in the Forest, but currently it seems like one move can't even get out of their base, so it is actually questionable how much that would change. So either way, it might not synergize too well, but I don't think the Nemiga are gonna mind too much. So imagine now, fast forward, Ursa is about to kill the Drow, and the Lesh comes over, Nihilism comes in, and then the Drow survives for a couple of more seconds, and they lose the game. That would be a fun sight, though very unlikely to happen.
Trin has that refresher now as well, so really what can one move do to get back into the certain fight? There might be a jump onto the bat. Ancrad trying to do his best, and Kiritich comes himself in. Enrage just from that Earthshock. Now the lasso
just
does come out. They have the lockdown for the Aegis, but again, he has the nullifier, he has that BKB, he has his full enrage to use. He immediately pops it as soon as he comes back from that Aegis death, and now the chase on the Doom onto the Lesh. He might try and go for more here, one move, but the entire team on the side of Nemiga, yeah, they don't get the jump out. Was that a refreshed Doom onto the Lesh again?
Yes.
Oh,
Like, you
no.
are doomed. You are doomed, like, to hell completely, and it doesn't do anything. Yeah, he really hates him.
Yeah, and he's just going to be able to, again, with the Pulse Nova going, he has that mana pool. He just sustains through it. The damage, he's going to be able to get himself with the cheese back to full health, full mana. And now the jump comes in. They're going to get themselves on top of the Rubik. They get the kill onto the Dry Range as well. Dry Range is dead. Has to buy back into this. The Morton Kiss is dropping. Ironcrad doesn't have that BKB, doesn't have the Lasso. They're going to be able to at least take down the tree. Sleeping Dart onto the Ursa. The Ursa, though, he's still going to be able to get himself away. He has that Earthshock Enrage. That's going to be quite nice. The cookie comes out stolen by the Rubik. And Bazio, though, with his heart, 6.2k health. And what can they do to try and get through this? Marin just turns and tries to fight in. And they know if they can get the kill onto Munkushi, they can end this game here and now. The Doom is dead. No buyback. They want to carry on going. Ironcrad trying to do what he can again with the BKB. But he just doesn't do the damage to get the kill. The Lasso drag back, so it's going to be onto the Centaur, into the Fountain. They at least might be able to get the kill onto the Centaur. They absolutely do. And now the chase is on. Stunned, but the cookie comes out. Centaur going to be away. Gilgil with the dive forward. They can't keep Kiritich locked down for long enough. Or can they? Lotus Sword comes out though. The drive back. And Ursa, he wants to turn right back into this. They get the kill. They get the damage onto the Rubik. The Rubik trying to do what he can with the cookie to buy time. But it doesn't matter. He's dead for 100 seconds. He is down. And now Malrine coming into the base. Pops that nihilism. This is Gilgit going to be chased down here by that damage coming through from the Lesh. They can't get the kill onto him.
Even with a couple of buybacks, Nemiga are still on the aggressive one move. They put everything they could in that fight, but you just cannot kill everyone. You go through the 5k HP of the Centaur, but you're dealing with so much from some of the other heroes, and if you cannot bring down the Ursa, while the Ursa is alive, the Drow is never safe. No one.
And he just jumps himself in, blows up the Ricky, no problems. 3 heroes dead on the side of Walmart. Gilga, he has to buy back into this, but I don't know what they can do because Kiritich, that BKB is back. He has that Enrage again. The damage that he puts out, just quickly jumping himself in with the overpower. He's blowing up heroes, and one move, if they get caught out, they have no response to this.
Even you can see from Munkushi's talents, he went for the 3 multi-shot waves instead of the marksmanship chance. You understand that he doesn't want to get close to the fight. First of all, you're playing against a halberd, so that's the main issue. But ideally, you want to do that single target damage that you're gonna kill someone. And he's like, this is not helping. I can't get close. I need to attack from afar. And then the multi-shot talent makes more sense.
Yeah, the double Doom is available again from Doom. So let's hope this time it's not both onto the Lesh with the Pulse Nova going and just sustaining with the Bloodstone.
Yeah, that wasn't ideal. That is just plain hate. Like, nothing more than that one. He doesn't like these 4-legged creatures. And, the Lesh, he does kind of rub it on everybody's nose that he's 4-legged and calls you an abomination. So it does make sense. But yeah, it's Nemiga are in such a driver's seat right now. They can jump in and kill anyone, whereas one move, they need like 20 seconds to kill a single core on the side of Nemiga. It's very, very tough. Or you use your spells perfectly, which isn't easy to do.
No, especially when you've got the position now from the start fight, sitting back, waiting to get the 4 staffs on anyone that gets caught out of position, get the Lotus Orbs off, you're dropping the Mortimer Kisses, you've got the tree coming in invis with a refresher, so that overgrowth, if he gets a second overgrowth off, these heroes on the side of one move, whoever gets locked down, potentially just straight up dead, because how do you then deal with the running Ursa that's going to come rampaging towards you to clean you up?
You have double BKB on the Doom. Batrider has the Aeon Disc and the BKB. You have a BKB and the Manta on the Drought. But yeah, just kidding. Of course, it's not going to help. You need to use those a little bit earlier in the fight if you want to be able to get any kind of good initiation in. And, it's just way too tough for one move currently. The creeps are coming in from every side. They can't leave the base. Even if Nemiga make a mistake and lose a couple of heroes, I don't see one move getting out of the base anytime soon.
No. Well, Gilgit is going to be up with it. Again, the jumper comes onto Ironcrad. He's got the Aeon Disc. Can he get himself away? The telekinesis from the roof, trying to save his life. They've got the jump in. They've got the Mortimer Kisses. BKBs are going to be used. Ghost comes out, backlines. Gilgit's going to try and do what he can. And Afterlife, he jumps in. He gets the Infernal Blade stun off onto the tree. And so the tree going to be cookied away. Sleeping Dart. It's going to be reflected, but Gilgit is away in the invis form. So again, Nemiga, they jump in, they force up BKBs. They get the heals up, and Fazia, 5k health. How do you get through this Centaur, man?
Oh, you don't. He's gonna get even more with the double edge. That is the thing. Like, I took away 3000 HP from the Centaur. Did he die? Nope. He's not even close. Like, it's that's just how it is right now for one move. The only way they kill someone is lasso with a smoke screen, and you just kill him from 100 to 0 to that lasso. That's where the drow has to come in.
Yeah, Abyssal Blade onto the bat, and again, he can't get himself away. He's trying, but he just cannot get himself away. The buybacks, they have to come through. They've got the right-click damage coming through. This Doom onto the Lesh this time. He might be able to get him. He will be able to take him down. Just immediately bites back, and there's no refresh. The Doom has been used twice, and Munkushi, one move, desperately trying to hold on to the base, but it's just being ripped apart now. The BKB comes through, but Kiritichi, he already had the enrage off, and the dive comes through as well. Snapfire. The cookie comes out, and Doom, he's going to be taken down. He's going to be the next one to fall. One move. They're losing the heroes. They're losing the base. And Munkushi desperately trying to right-click down onto the Centaur to get this kill. Does take him down. But what else? Because Nemiga just buyback comes straight back into the base. You just say, okay, cool, you took us down once. How do you do it a second time?
The game is just over at this point. One move. They just want to make Nemiga work for it even more.
Yeah, and potentially just, I mean, pushing the damage onto the Ursa just to try and push him away a little bit by time in this fight. But the Hex comes out. This is going to be GG. With it, the Drow being down, no way for one move to come right back into this.
I have to say, one move in this game, they had a couple of lucky breaks, things that happened that I didn't expect to happen. The main one, taking that early tower in the mid lane. And despite that, they were still unable to even put up a fight at some point in the game. So to me, it shows that Nemiga came in prepared. They knew exactly how to deal with the Riki lineup. And for me, one move, the Riki pick was unnecessary there considering the heroes they needed. They needed Gilgir in this game, in particular on one of his damage-dealing heroes, Hoodwink, Techies. Snapfire was on the other side, but you get the point, the type of hero that they needed. And it was definitely seeing in this game. You even get some solid jumps with the bat. He goes for a Blink Dagger first, and you're unable to get a single kill.
Yeah, and it just seemed like every time the bat tried to go in for that jump in, especially when he was going for the solo, he did 45k hero damage. But it just seemed like he was never able to close out the kills. The lasso every time onto the Ursa just, you know, the enrage was there. And Bat, like I said, I'm not putting it all on this Bat draft, but it just seemed like for the little control that the Bat tried to get, the hero damage was just lacking on the side of one move. And they just weren't able to close out the ganks. And one move, I think they got punished for that Bat Riki pick.
I think so as well. In my mind, the Anchored on the Bat did really well. The thing is, their other heroes were also countered by Lotus Orbs. And then you just get a couple of Lotus Orbs on the enemy side. You get a Guardian Greaves, and suddenly, like, I'm with this Bat, I'm doing the damage, but I can't really kill anyone. I can't really wholeheartedly commit, and they can bait me into bad positions. So I think one move, you know, not to take anything away from them, Nemiga, they itemized correctly. They knew how to play. They knew how they wanted to fight, even though it was like very hard for one move to set up a fight. Nemiga still very rarely gave them that ability to do so, that ability to chase down heroes, and they always play together. So really, they put one move in a very uncomfortable position, and in the end, they closed out the game quite easily.
Yeah, and this is going to be where, you know, one move, do they keep these cool heads that they've had for the past couple of series? Can they get themselves back into this? Because Nemiga looked incredibly good in that. I mean, look at Kiritich, 12-0-15. We talked about the mistakes he was making in that first game. He just played this one, I think, close to flawlessly.
He is much more comfortable on the Ursa than on the Terrorblade, though.
Yeah, true. And you look at the entire side of Nemiga, they were so much more comfortable on the heroes that they did pick up. Malrine was completely in control. The dooms that were coming out onto him, he knew that he had that Bloodstone. He didn't panic. He had the Bloodstone. He had to sustain because the Pulse Nova was already going. He was able to back himself out, wait for the Doom to wear off, and then just get himself right back into the fight. And yeah, Nemiga, 44 kills to 22 on the side of one move. Never really looked like they were going to give up that game from about the 10-15 minute mark. They were always seemed to be in the driver's seat.
I got scared for a second there when the 15 mark was coming, but overall, Nemiga survived the worst. They won the fight when one move should have been going for that one. They went for a fight when they shouldn't, considering that Gilgir knew everyone from Nemiga was there. And after that first fight with the Shard, I think everything went downhill.
Yeah, so guys, that is going to be the second game of the series. It's going to go all the way to 3, and both teams, they need this to keep themselves in with a chance of staying in Division 1. But first, we are going to be going to a break, so we'll see you right after this.